When Albert Einstein was born, the room went silent, not out of joy, but fear. His parents stared at the newborn, terrified that something was terribly wrong. His head looked unusually large, oddly shaped. Nothing like they expected. Whispers filled the family home for days. Is the baby normal? Will he grow up healthy? But within a few weeks, the shape of his head slowly returned to normal. Their panic faded, but their worries didn't end there. Because as Albert grew, something else seemed wrong. By age 3, he still didn't speak. Relatives insisted he might be intellectually disabled. They said he was slow, a child with no future. But what no one knew was that young Einstein had entire conversations happening inside his mind. He formed full sentences, rehearsed them silently, whispering under his breath until they sounded perfect. Only then would he speak them out loud. To the outside world, he appeared quiet, dull, slow. But inside, a storm of imagination was growing. And then something happened that changed everything. When Einstein was 5, his father placed a simple pocket compass in his hand. Just a small needle, enclosed in glass. But to Albert, it was a miracle. Why did the needle always point north? What invisible force was controlling it? That single moment lit the spark that would shape the future of science. At 6, he began playing the violin, a practice that would calm his restless mind throughout his entire life. In school, Einstein wasn't the genius people imagine today. He wasn't perfect in every subject. He excelled only in the ones that fascinated him, mostly math and science. His grades were high, but his curiosity was higher. By age 10, he began educating himself. By age 12, he taught himself geometry. By age 15, he mastered calculus. But there was one thing he hated: the way school tried to control him. Rigid rules, strict teachers, no room for imagination. So at 15, he did the unthinkable. He dropped out of school. His parents were terrified. A school dropout, with no job, no degree, and no clear future. What would become of him? But Einstein didn't quit learning. He applied to the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. And then something unbelievable happened. He failed the entrance exam. Yes, Albert Einstein, the man the world now calls a genius, failed his exam. He aced math and physics, but struggled in every other subject. He had to take the test again, and only then was he admitted. At the institute, he met Mileva Maric, the brilliant young woman who later became his wife. She was the only woman among 6 students in their section. Despite graduating, Einstein's real struggle was just beginning. For nearly 10 years, he couldn't get a job in academia. His professors knew he was brilliant, but they also thought he was rebellious and too independent. So they refused to recommend him. No recommendations meant no opportunities. So the future genius of physics ended up working in a patent office, a boring, repetitive, mindless job. But Einstein liked it, because boring meant free time, and free time meant thinking. And while he sat in that small, quiet office, surrounded by mountains of paperwork, he did something that changed the world forever. He developed the theory of relativity. He wrote the world's most famous equation, E equals mc squared. He reshaped modern physics, not in a laboratory, not in a university, but at a simple wooden desk in a patent office. He was nominated for a Nobel Prize, but it took 11 years before he finally won it. Albert Einstein went on to become the most influential physicist of the 20th century. He wrote hundreds of papers, inspired millions, and proved that curiosity is more powerful than talent. He once said, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious." And that is the message his life teaches. Follow your curiosity, ask questions, challenge everything. Don't fear mistakes, because as Einstein said, a person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. You don't need to become the next Einstein. You just need to become the best version of yourself. So rise tomorrow stronger, braver, more determined. The world is waiting for your story. Now tell me, what will your story be?